Hello again. So today we are going to start dealing with word problems, but before doing that, we need to be able to translate words into symbols or mathematical language so that we can go ahead and actually solve the problem. So I wrote down a common set of words or phrases that need to be translated into algebraic expression. So we have the words right here, and then we have the algebraic expression. So, and they come really handy as you go through them, and you need to basically know all of them in one form or another. But you don't have to memorize them, you just have to use common sense and it will work out. So let's go through a couple of them. The very first thing is whenever we say a certain number, basically means any number, and we're going to basically translate that into any type of a variable. Now I chose X, but you could have said A, you could have said B, you could have said whatever you wanted to, Z or whatever. And that is the beginning of creating an expression and then go from there. So the next part is says for more than the number. So we have to kind of decode what these words mean. For example, more in mathematics means adding. So 4 more than the number, so that means 4, you add 4 to the number x, so that we get x plus 4, which is right here. And 2 times the number, times means multiplication, or double the number. So that means 2 times x. So here that is. And so forth and so on. The 3 less means subtractions. That's the minus sign. Okay, then 2 times the number. So we know what the 2 times the number is from the top, and you take away 3 from it. So minus 3. Very good. So these are the very basic kind of words or phrases that you change into algebraic expression, and then you use that to go ahead and set up a kind of an equation so that you can come up with the final solution. A couple other things. The sum. Whenever we say sum, that means you're adding. So the sum of two numbers, so if the first number is x and the second number is y, these are the two numbers, then the sum of the two numbers will be x plus y. Now I chose x and y, you could have chosen a and b or whatever. The difference is a subtraction. Okay, so the difference of the two numbers. So if you have x and y again, you could say the difference of the two numbers, and usually the first number is bigger than the second number, usually, but not all the time. And in this case, you write it as x minus y. And that would be the difference of the two numbers. All right, and there are a few other ones. I mean, we can go on forever, but just some of the typical things that will show up. Look at these examples. 2 consecutive integers. We need to decode. What is consecutive? It means one number coming right after the another number. So for example, 1 and 2 and 3, these are 3 consecutive numbers. So 1 and 2 and 3. 3 comes after 2, 2 comes after 1. All right. So if the first number is x, to get the next consecutive number, and in this case we are looking at an integer, that means basically a whole number, no decimals or fractions or anything like that. So if the first one is x, the next one to get, we just have to add 1 to it. Simple as that. All right. So if the first number is 4, the next number will be 4 plus 1, which is 5. That's it. Look at the 2 consecutive even integers. Okay, well, the 2 consecutive even integers, we know what consecutive means. Now remember even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so forth and so on. So they go up by 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? So if the first one is x, that's the first even integer, the next even integer, you have to add 2 to the original one. So, and we have added the 2 right here to the x, and that's what we got. The sum of two numbers is 25. So now is general. The sum of two numbers, 25. Well, if you have the first one is x, and the next one, so now it's kind of, you have to think about that. When you add the two numbers, so x plus another number will give you 25. So what would be the second number? So you have to realize that that is actually 25 minus x. So first one is x, the next one is 25 minus x, because when you add 25 minus x to x, you get 25. So you have to kind of think about that logically. All right, and let's, I just gave a random example of how you will use this. Another form of the words into expressions is certain number of $5 bills and their value in dollar. So let's, first of all, certain number. So we call that x. And we have to say $5 bills. Okay, so what is that? The $5 bill is the 5 in front, and then we want to know the value of it. So 5 times x, that will give us 5x, and that will give us the value. So as an example, let's suppose you have 2 times $5 bill. How much is the value? 10. So 2 is the x, 5 is the value, multiplied, you get $10. And that's what that is. All right, very good. So you just have to go ahead and do as many examples as you can. There are different types, different kinds. The more you do, the better you get. All right.